tuned into Buzzin. I'm your host, Moon Baby, and I'm here with my boy.
Come on now.
Terrace Martin.
Yes, yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Nominee Best R&B Album.
That's what they say.
Velvet Portraits.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you.
So Sounds of Crenshaw, new label.
Sounds of Crenshaw, new label, operating and owned off of Crenshaw Boulevard. You know, bringing the soul back into the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Meaning every neighborhood in South LA below the 10 freeway. So the people below the 10 freeway could have a certain thing that everybody else has, but nobody else gives back and hangs out. So my thing is, hey, it's too crowded up there. We're going to get it popping down here.
Right. This is where it's going on down here.
This is where the soul at anyway.
I mean, MLK, Crenshaw Boulevard is the backdrop.
Louisiana fried chicken and donuts and ice cream and Chinese food.
And a beauty supply. What else you need? What else you need?
That's it.
No, but you were just here last weekend. You spent a lot of time here at the Baldwin Crenshaw Mall giving back to the community. You had a celebration, 70th kickoff anniversary. You came and celebrated your nomination this week here. Why'd you come here to do that?
I always feel that it's always important to go back to the point of direction and always revisit things from a different angle. So I decided to come back on this end to celebrate anything. And really when I celebrate, I always come back to the point of direction because, like I said, it's crowded over there. And over there, everybody knows what I mean by over there.
We talking about Hollywood.
I'm talking about, and I don't mean Hollywood, the city. I mean just where all of the funding is at, where all of the big things where everybody goes.
Outside the community.
Outside the community, outside of my community. Outside,
right.
You know, and I got sick of people always saying, you know, we don't never get to enjoy festivities in our area. So, you know, you came with the opportunity, and I was like, perfect, because usually I do things in Leimert Park at the World Stage. It was just a real beautiful thing because I feel that the most sincere love I'm going to get is going back to my point of direction in my area where I come from.
This is your support system.
Period.
This is your fan base,
you know,
who supported you from day one.
My family, I love it.
So Kamasi Washington came out and
rocked
up with you.
He grew up. We used to catch the bus. He grew up 2 blocks away. His mom lived over there, so we all, you know, he pulled up, supported me, and really supported me, but supported where we come from. That's the big thing. And I didn't even have to. I forgot to tell him I was playing here. He said, "Yo, what time is your sound check?"
So he saw your big billboard outside and was like, "I'm gonna roll up."
He said this, "Yo, what time is your sound check?" I said 2. He said, "Okay, I'll be there."
Well, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Man,
2 nominations last year.
Thank you.
To Pimp a Butterfly,
yes.
Kendrick Lamar.
Yes.
That was an amazing project you worked on. And now, a nomination, your 3rd this year.
Yes.
For your own album.
Yes.
Velvet Portraits. So this album is jazz, fusion, G-funk. Like, what's G-funk?
G-funk, I believe, originated from the core of Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? The first person I heard even say the term G-funk and that coined it was G-Dub, which is Warren G. Because his whole situation was called G-funk, and all the music he was doing, the Dog Pound, to me, that was early G-funk music. And I think G-funk was just funk, but then putting a gangster pill on it.
Right.
Which means like speaking the truth about what's going on in your area over a palette of funk music, whether it be Parliament, Roger Troutman, but instead of saying, you know, like Parliament, spaceships and everything, we talking about Crenshaw and Slauson. We talking about where bad things happen but then end up turning into good things later on. We're talking, you know, G-funk represents change, G-funk represents growth, G-funk represents everything that I'm about. You know, to me, G-funk is just as powerful as jazz music in my world, because before I even understood jazz, I understood G-funk, and I was a part of the G-funk umbrella.
Okay, but you're a jazz musician first?
Nah, my first instrument was 2 Technic 1200 turntables and a realistic mixer before the crossfader they came at Radio Shack. So my first instrument was turntables, and my first instruments I played with was 2 sets of LL Cool J Rock the Bells.
What?
And
you were cutting back and forth?
I was a DJ and a rapper first, and then 9th grade, I started playing the saxophone when I got exposed, and I started falling in love with jazz. I was already falling in love with jazz because the Tribe Called Quest, and it's in my soul because of my father, and it's jazz is in you, it's our heritage. But hip hop was the music that turned me on and made me fall in love with jazz.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Most of my friends grew up since 2 and 3 years old playing jazz, or 5 and 6. At 5 and 6, I already wanted to be a gangbanger from over here, because that was the point. That was the level of success I seen. So I didn't play jazz growing up as a little kid. I didn't learn that till 9th grade. Then I started going in to the point where I shut off listening to everything for 2 years except John Coltrane and Charlie Parker.
Nice.
On the 210 Crenshaw bus and everything. While homies was banging and getting tripped on, I just kept my Charlie Parker on and they would hear it.
So you would tune it out with the jazz?
Well, no, I had to pay
as
attention.
Much as you could.
I looked like I was tuning it out so they would leave me alone.
Right.
But the jazz saved my life because it sounded so unfamiliar to the community, which is sad. It sounded so unfamiliar that when people heard me play it so loud, they'd be like, ah. They kind of wouldn't talk to me because it would be unfamiliar, you know, which is cool. So that's how it came up, you know. And to this day, I don't really consider myself a jazz musician. I consider myself a lover of music and a musician, you know what I'm saying? A jazz musician that is usually somebody that just plays jazz,
right?
You know? For me, I think jazz is just a part of the seasoning because I love Too Short.
Well, you're a fusion of many things.
Come on
and that's
now.
what's beautiful about you. And that's what I love about your music.
Thank you.
You know, R&B, soul, everything is all infused with
everything
you.
we grew up off of.
Right. The 90s, hip-hop, 80s.
Soul Train channels.
Soul
Saturday
Train.
morning.
That's what your logo looked like, the Soul Train.
Is
that inspired by?
Yeah, well, yeah, because it was a label. Okay, are you familiar with the SOS band?
What?
I love the SOS.
Tell me if you still care. Yeah, we
Jimmy
know
John,
that.
Terry
We know
Lewis.
that. Right?
So I've always, growing up, looked at that logo like, I love them. But obviously I couldn't use their logo, but I couldn't think of nothing else but just a big SOC. And I used the USC colors because I spent some time at USC. And to me, USC represents the University of South Central. Because USC is in the middle of South Central.
That's a whole nother university.
Yeah, University of South.
University.
I didn't coin that. That was from Above the Law. They're like, we from USC, University of South Central.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? In the late 80s, early 90s, but it stuck to me and made sense, you know?
Well, I'm not going to let you get out of here without talking about this Herbie album you're working with. Because you're talking about you ain't a jazz musician, but you working with one of the most legendary jazz musicians out there, Herbie Hancock, producing his album, which is insane. And I know Robert Glasper is working with you as well.
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine what it's going to sound like.
Robert introduced me to Herbie.
And I mean, it's gonna be sick.
Yeah, it's fun.
So what is it sounding like? Like what direction?
Man.
Can you tell us anything?
It sounds like world music that you could two-step to.
Really?
So it's like, because he's into different things and he's 76, he's seen the world a few times, a lot of times. And he's produced a lot of great records, sold a lot of great records, played a lot of innovative music. So anywhere from the art to touching the people, he's done it all.
What are you learning from him?
Humility and to accept change, and you can find beauty within every problem. I learned life things with him. The music is naturally what we just do. Right. But the life things is what makes him. You know, the music, he wouldn't be playing like that if his life was a different kind of way. He plays how he's free.
His energy is in his music.
And he's free. He's not in a box. He's not, I don't do that. And you know, I learned something else. I've been struggling with this for years, and a lot of us struggle with. But you know, sometimes we listen to different people's opinions, and we may live through people and go by what they think. He said a statement the other day when they were first introducing the Fender Rhodes, and Miles Davis said, "Come to the studio, we're going to do a record." And usually he's used to the piano, but in the late '60s, Miles said, "You're going to play that, the Fender Rhodes." And he had said he heard other musicians talk about, "Don't play the Fender Rhodes, it's electric," and no. Putting them in the box, and he said, well, I want to try it. And when he played it, he said, man, it was beautiful. He said that's when he learned he's not going to listen to nobody else's opinions unless it's danger. But anything other than that, so that click, he doesn't realize I was looking at him like, because I've been struggling with that my whole life, at people's opinions and what they would say, what I should do musically. And, you know, I had so many non-supporters that were my friends of Velvet Portraits. Because coming off of September Butterfly, they wanted me to go in
that direction.
Go to your mainstream, and I was already doing YG and everything, but you know, I had a crew of people that just didn't support, and I don't think it came from malice. I think it came from not understanding and not wanting to understand and being stuck in the box.
Right.
You know, so, but even being here, nomination, what this did, instead of me saying nah, this helped out and opened up my friends' eyes to other things, so now we could be closer. Because I was scared I was going to have to cut a couple of people off because I'm not used to closed-minded people in my life. But now through this, a lot of my friends have grown, and I'm happy, and hopefully I could grow and we all could grow through things like this,
right.
You know?
So what are you most looking forward to during Grammy week?
Honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing Anderson .Paak at the Grammys, because he's a dear friend of mine and a fellow musician that he deserves everything.
Sure does.
He's worked hard.
Amazing.
He's been through so many things, and he's worked so hard. You know, I'm always all for the musician, and because I want kids to understand instrumentation, and I want schools and cities to understand arts back into schools.
Right.
So anytime I see a musician to get on a certain level of a platform, I know he's inspiring kids. So instead of a big chain, which is cool, or the most expensive this and all these things that when you grow up on Crenshaw and Slauson, that stuff looks far away.
Right.
But when you have a guy that's winning, that has a drum set that you could go to your local church and practice, and you could get to another level of life, that's the goal. And to me, that's what the Grammy represents. Because I hear a lot of people say, I don't do it for the Grammys, and you shouldn't do anything for anything other than your spirit. But let's not ever get it twisted. If you have any platform that could get your art heard and touch multiple people, you need to be a part of that, and that's a good thing to shoot for.
That's what the organization is about.
Those that know the Grammys are now familiar with a picture of Lamert Park.
We doing it.
With Billy Higgins on the wall, Horace Tapscott on the wall. Juno, these are legends in the Crenshaw district that mean everything. So that's the biggest part, that our area is getting recognized. And that I just represent my area. So I'm just the vessel and the representative. So that Grammy and that whole thing, I did that, and that's gonna be for the area, and we're gonna keep pushing this line up here with the Grammy board, with the Crenshaw district, and everywhere else in South LA. And I'm rolling with you, and I'm rolling with them with anything they pushing down here.
Oh, I appreciate you.
Hollywood too.
Hollywood too.
But they got music programs in their schools.
Right.
So the Santa Monica School District and Malibu School District. LA Unified, if we need some down here. Yo.
Look, we need some donations. Look, we're trying to get some donations.
Saxophones, instruments, rolling gear, cord, Casio, these instruments that we use to make the music that people buy the records for. We need y'all to give all of them. Crenshaw High needs music instruments. Locke High, Dorsey High, Fremont High, Jefferson, Manual Arts, Gompers Middle School, Henry Clay, Horseman. These are the people that need everything going. And I ain't gonna stop till we figure out something. Even to the day I die, I'm gonna keep pushing that line for my area. Peace out to all the Hollywoods.
Peace out. Signing out from the Baldwin Crenshaw Mall with my boy Terrace Martin.
Come on now.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
And thank you for being here today on Buzzin.
Sounds of Crenshaw, DJ Moon, baby. God bless y'all.
Thank you for tuning in.
Peace.
What's up? This is Monkey from Korn.
It's El King.
Mark Hoppus.
Kendrick Lamar.
Tori Kelly.
We're Lucas Graham. I'm Chris from Motionless in White.
What's up? This is Problem.
I'm Lindsay Sterling, and make sure to subscribe so that you can see more videos from incredible artists.